Well, it's Wednesday and it's Tryon, North Carolina, higher ground, and Melrose Mountain. It's low 80s. We're expecting again a thunderstorm this afternoon. We didn't get one yesterday. Did cool down a little bit towards the end of the day with just some overcast skies, but it's just been beautiful weather and certainly not real hot. A lot of people think that just because you turn 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, or even 80 or 85, that your life is over and that you can't make an impact for any good thing. That certainly wasn't the case in the book of Joshua with Caleb. Chapter 13 and 14 tells a story. The land hadn't been taken completely. There was still work to be done. They were in the promised land, but they hadn't driven out all of the occupants and taken all of the land that they should have taken, that God had commanded them to take. Even though God continued to promise them and he would be with them and help drive out the people. Then comes the story of Caleb, chapter 14. He tells Joshua, he says, I'm 85 years old, but I'm not retired. I'm not afraid, and I'm not going to lose. I want that hill country. What a great attitude. Caleb says, I don't care what age I am. I've seen the hand of God, and I know that I can do some great things because of him. And I think each one of us, regardless of our age, I remember I started getting AARP things from the time I was about 40, and I got really offended about it. At 55, I realized that a lot of places considered me a senior adult, but I never felt like it. I remember when I reached 60, I remember that I had always thought that'd be a great age to retire, but I didn't. I remember when I reached 65, I had a choice to retire then. The Social Security would have been pretty good, but I didn't. And even when I reached 75, I don't plan to give up. I plan to just keep on going on until God takes me home. That's what Caleb did. Remember, if you're getting up in age, I want you to know there's a lot of people who got up in age and changed careers and did some significant things. There's Harlan Sanders. You might know him as Colonel Sanders, Kentucky Fried Chicken. He started a franchise that would become a multi-million-dollar business at the age of 65. Or there's Laura Wilder. She was 65 when she began to write. She wrote 12 more books after 65, Little House on the Prairie. There's a man in Japan named Mori. At 55, he changed careers and went into real estate. When he died, he was worth $13 billion. That's with a B, $billion. And then there's a politician, a guy named Reagan. Didn't even go into politics until he was 55, served 2 terms as president. And even by many Democrats' results, you'll see that he's a very respected man. And there's the fellow that wrote the Tharsis, the first Tharsis, a guy named Rogat. And he was 73 when he did that. Nelson Mandela certainly turned the world upside down at an old age. But don't forget, there's a guy named Billy Graham. He's still making his life count for Christ. He still has words of wisdom to give to Franklin and others. And just as recently as a year or so ago, I had one more campaign to try to win people to Christ by sitting around living rooms and watching videos that he made. Think you're getting old? Yeah. Maybe biologically by years you are. But you know, God's with you, just as he was with Caleb. And Caleb says, I ain't retired, I ain't afraid, and I ain't gonna lose because God's with me. I still got some things to do. And as I shared with the senior adult group very recently at Temple Baptist Church, I want to finish well. How about you? I'm trying to help 2 churches. I'm trying to serve in every area that'll allow me to help them at both Temple and at First Baptist Landrum. And I hope that I can make my life count in these finishing years of my life. How about you? That's your thought for the day. God bless you.